We don't need cops with badges and guns to do all this stuff. We don't need them to go deal with the homeless or somebody that's suffering from mental illness. We don't need them to show up with a badge and a gun and do that. Even like traffic violations. Somebody speeding and runs through red light, there's a traffic officer who isn't armed, and you know when you see them pulling you over, you know they don't have a gun on them. So you're already relaxed, and they just go, all right, you were speeding. Here's the thing, go to traffic school, be a better driver, because traffic laws are for all of our safety. That's what traffic laws are for, right? We all obey the traffic laws, there's no accident. So that's what traffic cops, right? A traffic officer. They don't have a gun, they just have the ability, like a meter maid. Should we start arming meter maids? You know, you didn't put a quarter in the meter. You know, like if the person tries to evade chase, which half the time the chases they're evading because they're terrified or they're whatever, and it's like pulling someone over. I'm not armed. I'm just going to write you a ticket, you know, or go to court or pay a little fine or take this class so you become a better driver. Like in California, they're real big on traffic school. They just want you to be a better driver so there's less accidents, right? The people that deal with the homeless don't need guns. You need a mental health worker. You need EMT services and like get the homeless person off the street, and also then have money already in place for housing for the homeless. How are we going to pay for it? The same way we just gave, instead of giving $4.25 trillion to Wall Street, what if that $4.25 trillion went to homeless? What if it excused student debt forgiveness? What if it paid for Medicare for all? Everybody's rent was taken care of. Oh, we're getting the homeless off the street. What if that $4.25 trillion in the last act, in the CARES Act? Oh, and we're just sitting here in the middle of a pandemic watching, oh, homeless people are getting taken care of. Oh, wow. We're treating them with dignity. I just, you know, I had to get a new pair of shoes, so I have a one in, one out policy with clothes. If I buy a new pair of shoes or shorts or whatever, then I take at least one, if not two, and I give it to the homeless. Sometimes I donate to organizations or whatever, but lately I've just been driving by the tent cities that are blocks away from my house and going, I saw this woman walking in slippers, and I was like, do you need a pair of shoes? She's like, yeah, here. And and you can see people, tents have like personal belongings. Like you can tell they were living in an apartment or something. God. That's how we should be dealing with the homeless. Not having cops with guns and nightsticks and tasers just go through a park. And I bet you most cops would be like, I don't want to do that job anyway. Cut police budgets in half. Give that half to all these social services we're talking about. Yes, you would still need some investigators for like serious crimes. Eric Oldenburg, who I had on the show, was a child crimes investigator, right? And his job was to find pedophiles, mainly online. We still need cops doing that, for sure. Organized crime, serial killers, serial rapists. We need cops. We need investigators for that. You know, serious crimes. But we don't need beat cops dealing with poverty and homelessness and mental illness. And if there's someone like a guy with suffering mental illness who's like brandishing a knife, then the de-escalation patrol shows up and they don't have a gun. They don't. You know, they have a taser, and if they deploy it, man, they got to go through a serious review. That's, you know, if someone's like robbing a bank with an automatic weapon, then okay, those police are dispatched, but they're not just walking around pulling everybody over and terrifying people and no civilian oversight and no one's held accountable. None of, like, it's insane, man. Thanks, Maggie, I'm trying. I had a clothing drive during Christmas. My family and I spent Christmas Eve handing clothes to the homeless in Salem, just our little part. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, there's so many little ways we can help. You know? Do I need the nice thing? Did I need the fancy pair of shoes? No, I got the pair of shoes on sale. My other shoes were like, you know, and not completely falling apart, but part of it was like, well, I'll buy this pair of shoes on sale because I need a new pair of shoes. I'm sporting this little There's a little surf shop by me. And then my other pair of shoes, which aren't like rotten, holy, they're still very fine. Then I can give that to a homeless person. So I was like, you know, all of us can help in all these little ways. You know, some woman walking around LA with slippers that she probably got in a hospital. It's just like, you know, and I was like, I try to ask myself, do I need this thing? Do I need to buy this thing? It's just stuff. You know, it's just stuff. Do you need it? Do I really need it? You know? Anyway. Emberg 33, shave your knuckles for justice. Mark, honestly, have your day off since you deserve a break. All I'm saying is that the demand for remote activists are still going to exist when opening. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of ways to, for us to be involved. Like I've said, like, going to protest is good, but demanding action from your local, from city council members is huge. Look what's happening on a municipal level, city to city, all this stuff happening. The state of Colorado just said that they're ending immunity for cops, which is big. Look, we've talked about Minneapolis, we've talked about Seattle on this show. So get to know your city council members. I mean, I need to know my city council members. Everyone I say that, I'm like, shit, I got to do that myself. You know, I'm always talking about the whole country and the whole world and everything. I gotta also do that myself. I gotta make a couple phone calls. You know, we all just, a good friend of mine, he goes, I'm just devoting, you know, 5, maybe 10 minutes a day to being a social justice advocate for something. I'm calling one politician or sending an email or saying, this is what I want. It's important. And there's a lot of ways, you know, if marching in the street ain't your thing or you don't feel safe, like I'm saying to anyone who's being an activist, man, if you don't feel safe, physically safe, don't risk it. And if you want to go and get in people's faces and all that, okay, just know, like, be prepared for like being roughed up, being injured, being like, look at, I mean, people got shot with rubber bullet. Like they did that to hopefully that we'd all just go back inside and not protest, but there's a lot of ways to protest. There's a lot of ways to do it. I mean, look at the work like Caitlin Johnstone and Whitney Webb and Glenn Greenwald are all doing. They don't live in America. None of those people live in America, but they're doing great work. So there's a lot of ways we can all help. Every little thing helps. You know? Because this country seems like it's just hell-bent on collapsing. Like, it's just like all these people, these white nationalists and the Second Amendment gun, like, I don't think people in America understand. Americans, if you've lived your whole life, unless you emigrated here from some third world war torn country, Americans have no idea what a war on our soil looks like. And I think too many people have been watching too many fucking movies. And they're just like, yeah, man, it's lock and load time. This ain't a movie. So Civil War is going to look awful. No electricity, no running water, intermittent electricity, food shortages. Anyone can just shoot and kill you. PTSD, physical ailments. Like, there's no, these survivalists who are like, I got a gun, I got a farm, I can do it. Like, really? Okay. You got an optometrist on that farm? You get an abscess tooth. Is there a dentist on that farm? You going to shoot the abscess tooth with the AR-15 or what? Gum disease, which leads to heart failure. You got someone to deal with that? You're going to be doing all this manual labor? You got a chiropractor out there? What if you tweak or pull something? There's no physical therapist and then put you in a brace and 12 weeks later you're back on your feet. You're just going to be in more pain, hobbling, getting more injured every day. You got to chop you got to do everything. Everything you have to fix. You're an electrician? Or are you a plumber? What are you going to do? What do you just bandits come by and burn your house? These people that just want society to collapse. I'm like, do you understand what that means? And like, I'm going to have a gun for protection. Okay, are you ready to take another human life? Are you ready? Is your body, your nervous system ready to live in terrifying stress 24/7? You're not going to sleep well. You're going to be fried. You're not going to have food. You're going to be searching for food and water every day. That's not fun. There's no going to the fishing hole and hanging out with friends and having a barbecue. It's always, every minute is on alert. Every loud noise, everything is like, whoa, like, are you ready for that? These people hell-bent on it. I'm like, this is not a movie. It's not cool. It's not fun. It's not a video game. It's a nightmare. I don't know. Talk to anybody who went through Bosnia in the 90s? Ethnic cleansing? That was hell on earth. I don't know what it's like to be a combat vet, but I was in Afghanistan on 3 different occasions, and I was in Iraq on 3 different occasions. And oh my God, Afghanistan especially was brutal. Minefields, children, orphans. I remember we were driving from Bagram, or no, from Salerno to the main base Bagram in Kabul. And there were just kids along the side of the highway. And when they'd see us, they'd make this X thing. What's that X sign? And they go, there, they want water. And there's literally a minefield. And there's no guardrails. There's no nothing. Do you want that in America? Is that what you're... Yeah. Settle some old scores. You ready for that? I hope you understand what it is. I mean, I don't think a lot of people, Americans, don't know what a war on their soil looks like. It's awful. And there's all this horrifying collateral damage, and it's just brutal. Intergenerational PTSD. Does that sound fun? So I hope those survivalist wingnuts and the Second Amendment gang, I hope they understand what this would look like. If a peaceful resolution can't be had, it'll be awful. It'll be awful. So I'm all for peaceful, nonviolent protest, man. Because the alternative is the worst thing. It'll be the complete collapse and disintegration of America, and it'll be horrifying. Hey everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button and the subscribe button, even if you've done it before, because they're unsubscribing, many of you, every day. Watch the ads all the way through. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Also, support us at patreon.com/GrahamElwood or rockfin.com/GrahamElwood. Rockfin.com is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. All my videos are on Rockfin ad-free. Thanks for watching.